The inquest into the death of an 18-month-old toddler has been described as an accident that need not have happened by coroner David James. Joe Thompson was at the court.
I'm here outside the Coroner's Court for Stoke-on-Trent and North Staffordshire, where the inquest into the death of 18-month-old Bronwyn Rose Taylor has just finished. Assistant Coroner David James concluded that her death was accidental and was caused by strangulation via a window blind cord. We heard evidence from Bronwyn's family, members of the police service and the doctors that attended her, and in the words of the Assistant Coroner David James, this event was an utter tragedy. Joe Thompson, Staffs Live.
They've had a good season, they've got a good points return at this stage of the season, and had some big moments, beating Man United as well. That was a real feather in the cap. So they'll be, I would imagine, they would be very, very pleased with the opening 10-11 games or so. So it's not going to be easy. They set up quite strongly in terms of their numbers at the back, and they play 3, but that can very quickly turn to a 5, so you know that it's going to be difficult to break them down. And they've got good power and good pace at the top end as well. So it's not an easy fixture, never is in the Premier League, but it's one that we face, and one we'll try and get through and get a positive result.
Tomorrow, students from around the UK will descend on Westminster to protest a potential rise in tuition fees. Students from Staffordshire and Keele University will be taking part. Vice President of Staff Student Union, Darren Clark, explains what he hopes the protest will achieve.
We want to keep the fees low so that our universities survive. The staff is still here in 20 years' time, that we have the numbers that it should have to keep staffs going as an institution and putting educated people out in the world into the work of industry, because even industry will take a hit by having less trained people coming through. And we do believe that we need to save, this is just a little tiny thing, a drop in the ocean, to save our generation.
Now, the number of reported sexual offences in Stoke-on-Trent has risen significantly over the last 12 months. Joe Thompson joins me now. And Joe, can you explain to me how big is this problem?
Good afternoon, Lewis. Obviously, it's a huge problem, and it's something the council are taking very, very seriously. In 2014 to 15, there were only 677 reported incidents, and in 2015 to 16, that's risen to 834, and that's a 23% increase. So obviously, the council are very concerned.
So what are they proposing?
Well, at the moment, the council are looking at how they're going to deal with this issue, and they're reportedly looking at spending about £185,000. Now, this is being debated on Tuesday, and the sort of things they're looking into are making sure that those that are vulnerable mentally and physically are very well looked after, and that everybody in Stoke-on-Trent feels safe.
OK, Joe Thompson, thank you very much.
Good evening. You join us here live from Fenton Manor for the Stoke-on-Trent Central by-election. There's all sorts going on around, and myself, Joe Thompson for Staffs Live, will be keeping you updated throughout the evening. Now, Labour are looking to hold on to a seat that they've held since 1950. Stoke-on-Trent Central. Bear with us one moment.
So we'll probably still be another 5-10 minutes just doing that. We're going to give our counters a break, so it'll be probably 15 minutes before we finish the final count of those postal votes, and then at that point I'll be able to verify in probably in about 15-20 minutes, but until that's done I can't verify. Thank you.
Well, there you've heard it, the postal votes are coming in just now, and hopefully we'll be able to get a little bit of an idea about turnout for this election, to see how many people have voted. Now, going back to my original point, the Labour Party have held this seat since 1950. It is very much a Labour stronghold. Now, they're facing a big challenge from UKIP and from their new leader, Paul Nussell, who takes a big risk early on in his leadership career by going for this seat. But Stoke-on-Trent overwhelmingly voted in favour of Brexit in the European referendum, and if UKIP can't win here, where can they win? That'll be the question that's asked of Paul Nussell if he doesn't beat Gareth Snell of the Labour Party tonight. Now, whilst this election has been billed as very much a two-horse race between Paul Nussell of UKIP and Gareth Snell of Labour, it's important not to forget the other candidates that are involved. Jack Brereton of the Conservatives, a local councillor here in Stoke-on-Trent, quietly confident that he may cause a little bit of an upset and maybe squeeze into the top two, knocking UKIP out and contending for the top spots with Labour. We also have Dr. Zulfikar Ali of the Liberal Democrats, a candidate who's been making a lot of noise and posting a lot of leaflets throughout this campaign, and of course Adam Colcroft of the Green Party. And from one Green to another, Professor Green, the rapper and BBC documentary maker, I suppose you call him now, has been seen in the building. It was never going to be a normal election, but we've seemed to have attracted a wide range of guests and people that are interested in Stoke-on-Trent and the politics that are going on here. Plenty to talk about throughout the rest of the evening. Stay with us at Staff's Live and we'll keep you updated.
It wasn't long until the first ballot boxes arrived at Fenton Manor Sports Complex, which last night played host to an extraordinary political drama. And there were smiles all around as the two heavyweights in this race arrived at the count, not knowing who would leave the victor. And there was a totally unexpected guest. Rapper Professor Green made a surprise appearance. It's thought he's filming a documentary. It became pretty clear early on in the night, from the smiles on Gareth Snell's face, that Labour were confident they'd done enough to see off UKIP. The Labour MP for Stoke North was keen to show her support for her incoming colleague.
Can't wait to start working with him to deliver for our city, and I'm delighted that I think truly the politics of hate and division have been beaten in our city, and that UKIP are not welcome, and Mr Nuttall with his lies, lie after lie after lie over the last 5 weeks, they can now leave the country. And I hope there's one thing he didn't lie about, leave the city, because there's one thing I hope he didn't lie about, and that was promising us that if he lost he wouldn't come back to Stoke-on-Trent.
With a clear result now emerging, Liberal Democrat candidate Dr. Zulfikar Ali had this to say.
Paul Nuttall's coming to Stoke-on-Trent Central has attracted quite a lot of negativity for this city, but I'm glad he's not going to be member of Parliament from this city. I'm very proud of my team, really. We put up this message very positively. We reached each and every voter. We campaigned against hard Brexit as well as asked for more funding for NHS.
Adam Colclough from the Greens wasn't feeling too down. In fact, he's ready to fight on.
My real priority after this election is to get out there and start selling this city, start building connections with its community, and start promoting us for what a really great place we are. I mean, Labour are too busy fighting between the Corbynites and the Blairites. We're just the Green Party. We go out there and we say what we believe to be right because we want a fairer society.
And then, confirmation. Labour hold Stoke Central.
Snell, Gareth, Labour Party, 7,800.
We are a city of innovators and educators, artists and entrepreneurs. We pioneered the first industrial revolution, and I believe that we have the potential to lead the next one. This city will not allow ourselves to be defined by last year's referendum, and we will not allow ourselves to be divided by the result. Nor will we be divided by race or faith or creed. We will move forward together to tackle the problems that we face, to secure a brighter, more prosperous future for everyone. So to those of you who came to Stoke-on-Trent to sow hatred and division and to turn us away from our friends and neighbours, I have one very simple message. You have failed.
What followed was a typical election night scrum to get the man people thought just a couple of weeks ago had it in the bag.
No, it's just the beginning. Thank you.
There were questions about his leadership, the party and his campaign.
What about the Leeds by-election? You were hoping to fight that at one point. Do you think after the Hillsborough stuff you can't really now, can you?
Who knows where Paul Nuttall's career might be heading? Lewis Warner, Staff's Live.
I'm outside of Oatcakes and Milkshakes in Stone, ready to see what all the fuss is about with all these new milkshakes.
So we do the oatcakes, we do the milkshakes, and then also when you come in you'll notice we do other little things as well. So it isn't just that. It is like we do like breakfasts, toast, little things like that. We do teas, coffees, hot chocolates, big hot chocolates. So there's, yeah, it's not just oatcakes and milkshakes, it is a little bit more as well.
We started off with just the basic milkshake and basic smoothies, and then we just decided let's go one step further and do something out of this world, and we have.
I think it's quite unique for the area. I don't think there is anything else like this.
Caters for all ages, reasonably priced.
Yeah, definitely.
And everybody's really friendly.
Yeah.